You'd see him at market, and he was talking to everyone. He was like a real people person. And I heard a bit about him before I even started working for him. And of course, I knew he was like a big activist with the shirts now that I'm wearing. So, yeah.
Well, Ron and I have been cohorts since the 80s.
When I met in April, he wasn't so crazy yet.
He wasn't? No?
Yeah, because the farming season was off. He's really calm. Yeah. Then, like, getting warmer, day by day, he's getting crazy, and yeah, something like that. So, at first, he was the gentleman. Yeah.
It's definitely a character. Liberationist? I don't know if that would work.
Yes, he's a bit of a legend.
And anybody that's a crazy dynamo like Ron, I'm really attracted to him, you know.
Vaya tu mango, tu manguito chupé, vaya mango. Mango quiere usted, solo quiero uno. Mango quiere usted, solo quiero uno. No tengo bizcochuelo, semillita del abuelo. No tengo manzanito, dulces y chirriquitico. Mira lo que te va a ver. Corre, corre pa' que lo vea. Yo soy grande, muy grande, muy grande.
So, no, I came to Gulf Islands because I was trying to get away from extraneous social commitments which really weren't necessary and were just getting in the way of my own search for myself. I did not want to be the rest of my life stuck in that, and there was a lot of pressure to do that. There was a lot of pressure. So I fluked out and landed here on the Gulf Islands. I just felt that we have a lot of extraneous social relations that really aren't meaningful for the short time we're here on the planet. We get sucked into them. So I just made a choice to, in a way, physically restrict myself from all the potential candy or addictive candy that culture, that kind of death culture provides. Ruralista. Oh yeah, I use the word ruralista like urbanistas and fashionistas or whatever. Well, rural values are tend to be denigrated. You're a country bumpkin, say, and a lot of the jargon that we sometimes accept, like a rube, or even some of the words that are negative that we use popularly, come from put-downs of rural people. We're trying to keep the culture in agriculture, and agriculture today is too much of an industrial formula.
I think his biggest contribution is in what he's done, not just locally but internationally, for enhancing, you know, fair trade and agriculture, the coffee thing with Ometepe coffee, and work with people in Cuba about participatory plant breeding, and bringing people here and taking people there, creating a real exchange of good ideas and good people. Anybody that can do that, I think, is worth a whole lot of admiration and respect.
I mean, who's my hero? My hero? I don't know. Who's my hero? Well, one of them is the guy that I work with, in a way. He's a hero. There's a lot of heroines out there, too, by the way. The hero, though, is my friend Humberto Rios Labrada, who last year, he won the Alternative Nobel Prize for grassroots environmental activism in Cuba, which is a very difficult thing to do on a grassroots basis, because Cuba, like us, is top-down, centralized, industrial. It's statist. We're top-down, centralized, industrial, corporatists. No fucking difference. Our culture is being sold and disposed of so readily because it's a throwaway world and it's a throwaway culture. So we're throwing away the planet. Recycling is not putting it in a box, and actually recycling is one of the last options that people should consider when they think about this mantra of recycling and the 3 R's. Recycle, because recycling is actually often the classic term is you put it into another form, and you have to use energy to do that. Recycling depot, timer switch, fire department hoses. Throw away boiler parts. Used to be a washing machine motor from the laundromat that ran the whole thing. Mobster bankster capitalism is a form of economy that is predatory. Industrial, centralized, domineering, top-down capitalism is just organized crime. That's really what it is, in my mind. And they've organized it really well for a long, long time, and they've plundered the planet and people as well. America is right there. And they are the most insane warrior state in the history of our planet. They're completely out of completely crazy. Anyway, this is a military model. They use it to oppress people, but I'm trying to just use it for email. I don't really know how it really all works inside, all the monkeys inside that turn the gears. I'm learning. I'm trying to be techno-friendly, but I'm really a techno-peasant. People sometimes try to pigeonhole people as being leftists or right-wing, and I think that a lot of right-wing conservative people have some very interesting, useful values that are denigrated when we sort of cheap shot one another. And we need to listen to our enemies because they're often very accurate about things that you're afraid to admit. So getting to the radical center is being in the middle of all that stuff, but actually coming for the middle way, as long as it's not the muddled way. Because a lot of times people who I think are politically correct, green-speaking, peacemaking, they don't know which way the wind blows, they don't know the salt of the earth, and they hardly even know they're born. What makes me despair? I guess it's that kind of voice inside that sometimes says, it ain't going on the way you think it is, puppy. You have to laugh at it sometimes. You have to take heed of it too. That's despairing. And you got to go through that stuff. Okay. I regret probably a few things that I could have done better, or I could have done more slowly, or I could have done more carefully. There's a few of those I can recall. And I regret that I don't remember a lot of things. We all forget, right? It's a convenient thing to forget. You know, I think we both want the same thing, just a different way. I'm doing it, you're doing it your way. And we really basically want to be at home, we want to be healthy, we want to be fed in many, many ways, not just with food. And really that's, you know, having a sense of home. And people don't have that at this time. We're very insecure because we built a lot of tippy infrastructure or tippy situations and are starting to stretch. They're starting to like spread out at the seam and rip up and blow up and come home to us, and it's not nice when it comes home. And so be at home in your own person, I think, in your own heart or whatever. And I have not been at home with myself at times, you know. There's a little bit of despair there, right? But most of the time, it's okay. I hope so anyway. I hope it's okay for everybody else too. But, you know, try.